Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Fo's Journey Across the Bridge, the healing series. How are you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. It's nice to come back out here and record another video to share with you guys. Hopefully this topic will resonate with you. It will allow you to have some clarity in terms of what you are experiencing, or if you do experience the subject that I'm going to talk about, that at least you will have some awareness around maybe how you can address it. So yes, thank you for tuning in to Fo's Journey Across the Bridge on YouTube, where I am doing the healing series. I am on my journey as I heal myself, doing my inner work. So if you are a subscriber, if you are already a subscriber, thank you very much. Hope that the content is serving you in the best of way. If you're not yet subscribing, hopefully this video might inspire you to do so. And if you are subscribed, make sure you have hit the notification bell so that when I do post, which I should be posting regularly, you'll be notified as well. What else? If you do like this video, make sure you click the like button. If you like it so much that you will share it with others, because why not have awareness and then extend awareness to others as well? That's a great gift too, that costs you nothing, that you can share with someone else. In terms of, so what did I want to talk about today? I want to talk about how when we experience, I think I have a video out on fear, that I had spoken about fear before. But I don't even, okay, so let me try to get this, rolling. Hopefully the way the video, my camera is set up, it's not, yes, 3 conscious breath. How could I forget? No wonder I was like, what am I trying to say? 3 conscious breath. Please join me. Okay, here we go. How are you guys doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? So, it's about faith. It's about trusting that which you hear within, intuition. It's about leaning into your faith, leaning into that which you've heard within, and being obedient to it. It's about what else? It's about trusting that what you heard is correct. It's about, no matter what fear tries to come up and say, nope, this is too scary, don't go down this path, don't do this thing, don't do that, don't do it, you better get off this path right now, or else here are the consequences, this, and so on. Get off this path. It's about fear coming in to do that. And interesting enough, fear is so clever that it goes and gets all those things that you used to be scared of in the past, like the boogeyman, boo, right? This, walking down a dark street, boo. You can't go there by yourself, boo. This person is scary, boo. It brings up all the fears, all the things previously worked to get you not to move, not to go forward, to stay stuck. It brings all those fears out to make sure you don't go anywhere. So, and then it's all an attempt to get you to get off this path that you are guided to walk on. It's like, it looks like, and it's like having a tower moment spiritually, right? It's like a tower moment where things are falling and you just got to keep walking forward. The ground looks like, the ground is breaking somewhere. You got to keep going forward. Lightning, you got to keep going forward. Thunder is pouring. Any and everything. Well, not any and everything, but all things related to one topic, related to one, like say if it was to, imagine if it was somebody that was going to school, they want to study whatever the program is. This is a path they were guided to go on. And it's like, they registered, they never got their registration form. They made the payment, their bank account is frozen, or the bank account is like, the payment didn't go through. It's like, the transcript wasn't transferred. It's like they went to get to the class, they went to the wrong class because they sent them an email. The class was changed to another room, but their email was hacked into, whatever, so they never got the email. It was like, it's this path. Imagine a person was told to go back to school, was guided by the divine, by God, to go back to school. Along this path, things are falling apart. Things are just like, everything to say, don't go on this path. Stop it. Don't go on that path. But the inner guidance has not shifted. When you check in and you say, God, are you sure you said this? Maybe I didn't hear you correctly. You sure you want me to go? You sure, God? Are you 100% sure that I should go down on this path? Like, yep. You sure you want me to say this program? You sure you didn't mean to say another program? Maybe that's why all these things are like falling apart. Because sometimes when things are falling apart like that, that's God's way of telling you that's not for you. But that's also the same type of, what is it called? Tower moment that happens. God is leading you to the next path, the path that is leading you to that which is for you, leading you to this space, this place, this experience that is for you, right? So it's like, that's also something that happens when you are going on the right path. So what do you do? What do you do when you're going on the right path and it looks like you're going on the wrong path? Because all the things that usually happen when you're going on the wrong path are happening to say to you, nope, you shouldn't go on this path. Look, it's going to destroy this, it's going to destroy that, it's going to damn. It's like all the things that it's telling you, look, all the things that are going to fall apart if you continue to go down this path. And for the first time in my life, because other times I would like stay firm on this path. I would get to 85% and I'd be like, oh, God, I can't. Where are you? What are you doing? Oh, get me out of here. What are you doing? But this time, earlier on, I kept saying, every time this voice of, fear would come and be like, oh, don't go on this path. This is going to be the outcome. And trust me, this outcome has happened many times. So I can trust this voice that's saying, this is going to be the outcome. Because guess what? It happened many times. So it's like, but what happened those previous times before? I know I'm speaking like in code because I don't really want to specifically speak about the subject, but I want to give you guys a replacement subject, but telling you exactly that which is currently happening that I am transitioning through. So usually the thought will come and say, look, all things will fall apart if you continue to go on this path. All things will fall apart. Don't go on this path. And you're like, it's 85% happening, God. And so what happens? You come off your path and you go into a door. You go into a room. Not realizing every time you're doing that, you're coming off your path. You're going on a detour. And you don't know how long the detour is. Is it 1 day? Is it 6 months? Is it 2 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 7 years? Is it 20 years? You don't know how long the detour is. I think I like it like this. Okay, you don't know how long the detour is. So you go in there. The most recently one, I didn't realize I had entered a tunnel until I came out of it. I was like, oh my God, I was in a tunnel. I was in a tunnel. And it wasn't long, it was a few months. But I was so off my path. And I've told myself many times, I will not go into such and such area. I will not go in this area of town. I will not go in this industry. I will not go in this direction. And when fear comes and things start falling apart and the sky is opening up and the ground is opening up and all scary things that happen when things are destabilized happens. So then, then I will go on this. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. So anyway, so then I will go on this, I would get off my path, go on this detour, and then I will only notice that I was on a detour once I come out of it. I go, oh my God, I'm dizzy. How did I go into this? How did I go into this? How did I go into this detour? Like, what happened? So this time around, it's like finally or something. This time around, I was like, no, I'm not. I was telling the voice, I was like, I'm not buying this fear. I'm like, let it fall apart. But I didn't get to let it fall apart right away when the first projection of fear was coming through. I was just like, nope, that's not my reality. I was told I'm going to honor that. I was told I'm going to honor that. And then more and more I was doing that, more life, more, God was giving me more confirmation through life. Like I would get these signs, I would get these confirmations, I would just get these information. And I was like, okay, I'm on the right path. So I would continue to say, nope, I'm going to stay on this path until the point where I got to this understanding and acceptance, which was, I am going to lean all the way in. I'm leaning on my faith all the way in. I'm leaning on faith. I'm not just leaning on it a little bit. I'm going to lean all the way in on my faith. And I'm going to write it out. And if I'm wrong at the end of it, then I was wrong. I didn't hear correctly. But so far, I'm hearing it correctly. So far, I'm hearing I got you. So far, I'm hearing do not go off this path. This path is getting super hard. It is extremely taking things apart or like attacking all the things that you want to just flow nicely and be a nice, outcome. But I'm using, this is what I'm hearing from God. I'm using this to polish you. I'm using this to inspire you. I'm using this to motivate you. I'm using this to push you. I'm using this to get you out of your comfort zone. So if I let things just be comfortable, you're going to continue to stay on this comfortable path. But that's not where I need you. And I'm like, God, you've done this to me so many times. Why again? Why again? So, and this is one area that has been so difficult for me, right? But it's the one area that needs the immediate attention, that needs the right now. It needs it needs to be the right now. So I'm going to see it through. I'm going to see it through. I'm going to, okay, it was a video of Will Smith. This analogy that I want to share. He was going skydiving. So he was saying from the day he decided he was going to go, he was like becoming more and more and more and more afraid. Even as he was walking up to the plane, he was terrified. He was afraid. Got on the plane, afraid. Right before he jumped, he was afraid. And as soon as he jumped, all that fear just went away. And he was saying that it was so almost like unfair to have been afraid the whole time. Like a week before, days before. he was saying the only moment that he should have really had been afraid was right before he jumped. But look how he was afraid, like for days and days and days before, which that fear just took up space rather than him enjoying all those days that led up to it, where he could have been relaxed, enjoy, really just enjoying his present moment. He was living in this fear of this future outcome of a decision that he had made. And so he wanted to go face this fear of jumping out of this plane, but the fear of dying was probably like, you're gonna die, or this is gonna happen, you're never gonna come back. That was even a bigger fear that was trying to keep him from facing this fear of jumping out of this plane. And I've kept that information with me because I felt like it's so true. The only time you should be afraid is the moment right before. The moment right before is the only time that counts, but we are afraid way in advance. And that's been me. Oh, if I don't handle things in this time frame, these are the outcomes. And yes, most times, especially, okay, if you are to wake up at 7 a.m., catch a flight to go out of town. If you don't put an alarm and you sleep in and you miss that flight, if you're supposed to be somewhere at, say, I don't know, noon, and because you didn't make those connections, you didn't make it there on time, then yeah, that was irresponsible. Yeah, that was unnecessary steps, right? So if we're taking actions and making decisions irresponsibly, that's one thing. But when you are being guided from an inner knowing, when you're being guided by God, the divine, to take certain actions, and as you are standing and choosing and making those decisions, other things are falling apart. You're like, should I grab this thing that's about to fall? And all you hear is like, nope, let it fall. Should I grab this thing that's about to fall? Nope, let it fall. Keep going straight. And you're thinking, as I keep going straight, there are stuff along the way that I have to take care of it, that if I don't take care of it, it will fall apart. And can I really afford to have those things fall apart? God, you just gave it to me. I just recently put it together. It's starting to fit and make sense, and you want me to just let it get to the point where it falls apart? So this is where the trust part comes in. The trust is trusting that before it falls apart, this thing that was recently given to you, that was recently offered to make your life, a little bit better, if that thing should fall apart because God tells you to continue going forth and not to address it now, then that's what is supposed to happen. But there's also that trust of like, God will protect that so that it doesn't fall apart, so that it doesn't break, so that it doesn't go to pieces, so that it doesn't get destroyed. The trust is that as you keep walking to this direction that I've asked you to, I will take care of all the things in your life that are meant to remain in your life. All the things that are not meant to remain in your life will fall apart and will break off you. It's almost like Forrest Gump when he was running and all the braces were falling off him. It's like that, running to find out what he's capable of, that now he can run, that now he doesn't need the support of a crutch to walk, of these braces, that his legs are functioning. It's like God wants to show me how my legs are functioning, so I don't need these crutches that I have like in my life. That, will you follow me if all these things go away? Will you be obedient to my voice, to my guidance, if all those things fall apart? And so I know that sounds radical, but God is radical. And it always goes back to when people don't understand, like if you're trying to make sense to other people who might be affected by you going forward, or might be standbys, or people that are standing around like watching, does it make sense to them that God is guiding your steps? And so it was just fascinating to watch myself literally saying, let it fall apart. Like, let it go away. If I with my own strength, and if I with my finally choosing to say, I am not going to turn to experiences that no longer serve me. I am no longer going in the direction of actions that do not align with my calling, with my purpose. It's only taking me on a detour. It's placing me in a tunnel. I'm not making any progress in the direction of the purpose that God has chosen for me, that I have chosen along with God. It's not serving me in that. So it's like, if I keep going into these detours, when will I ever stay on this path long enough to get to the next step? If fear keeps causing me to go on a detour, to get off this path, if I keep getting off this path, before I get to across the bridge, before I get to the other side of town, before I get to where God needs me to, then I'm not going in the direction that I was guided to. So fear has caused me many times to go off my path. And every time for the last couple of weeks, as it came up, these thoughts, you're going to ruin this, you're going to ruin that, you're going to, even such things as you might lose physical objects, you might lose people's respect, you might lose, it's people's respect in the sense of like, if people don't agree with what you're doing, they don't respect it. But it's like, if I have God's respect, why do I need other people's respect? So, if you've ever been in the depth of, in this very, I don't even think it's a heated place, but in this space of not knowing at all how or where it's coming from, right? This transportation that you need to get to the next destination, this energy that you need, this like motivation that you need, this whatever this thing is, this fuel that you need to get you to the other side, or to get you to the place where God is calling you or telling you to go. Because so far you don't see it, right? If you are in that moment, if you're in that experience, if you're in that process right now, I want to say, trust it. That's what I'm doing. I am leaning into my faith, because just because I don't know how doesn't mean that God doesn't have a way. Doesn't mean that God is not sending the train, that God is not sending the plane or the car or the person or the helper. The helper is on the way. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. And I have to make sure that whatever it is, embarrassment, whatever it is that I am feeling as if it's going to come up as like, it's almost like a fear of a certain outcome, I'm just going to have to sit and surrender into my being. I'm going to have to just ground myself. I am grounding myself in the knowing and the believing and the trusting that the same power that has created me, the same source of power that has guided me out of so many things many times before, will do so again this time. And I am listening, and I am ready to take action. I am ready to take action. I haven't received guidance to change the course. God is telling me to remain on course, right? To continue to create the ideas that was given to me while on course, while things are falling apart, while I don't know how things are going to be, provided for or supported. I don't know. But all I know is every day I'm taking the direction towards what I'm being guided to do. Every day I am waking up, finding joy, remaining positive, understanding that I am still being guided, and making magic with what I have, and completely leaning into my faith. I'm fully leaning into my faith. And I have to do it, because what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to trust others? Am I supposed to trust people? Am I supposed to trust external of me? Because in situations like this, you might not even trust yourself, but you're trusting God, trusting the divine higher power. And it's that higher power that gets you to the other side. This is not for like the faint of heart. This is not for like, oh shoot, everything's falling apart. Can I really go? Can I really go on this path? Yeah. It's not the easiest thing to do, but this is what is required to get to the other side. And for many times I would come so close and I would chicken out. I would come so close and I would chicken out. I'm done chickening out. I'm done being a big, and it's okay. It's okay if someone chickens out, because it's about being ready. I was getting ready all those other times. I was getting ready all those times for this moment, because the more those thoughts of fear were coming, I was playing like ping pong with them. I was like, bang, 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 bang. I was just bouncing. I was like, nope. And it wasn't even effort that I was putting into it like before. Before it's like a mental muscle where I had to push it away. But this time it was like bang, 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 while I was doing other stuff, right? Like I'm cooking and I'm like bang, 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 brushing my teeth, bang, 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 like this. Multitasking while just like, nope, I'm leaning in. I have nowhere else to go. I have nothing else to lean into, and I shouldn't have. I'm fully leaning, because it seems to me from this moment of me just fully investing all of my faith into trusting and believing the outcome that God has for me. It tells me that before I wasn't banking all of my faith in God. I was not banking all of my faith in God. I was leaving it some on other things, on external things, on people, on situations, on events. And this time I'm like, I'm going all in. I didn't plan it. I didn't know I was going to be doing it. All in, all in, all in, all in. And so that's what I wanted to come and share with you guys. If you are experiencing a challenging moment where in your walk with God, as God is taking you to this next location, right? To this other part of you. It's like an inner work. God is taking me from where I am to bringing me to a higher consciousness. I am going in my higher consciousness. And I'm just, let's do it. Let's do it. Scary, yeah. Fear was coming left and right, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But let's do it. Because as it should be, there has never been any single body or a thing or an event that has ever had me and had my back the way God has me and had my back. Never, ever. And so that's where I'm putting my trust. That's where I'm putting my faith. I'm allowing myself to be guided in such a way. And I'm also listening to the ideas and if God puts an idea in me, it's up to me to bring it into fruition, because that's part of the solution, right? For the replacement of things falling apart. If I don't take those ideas and plant those seeds and create them and help them grow, then I'm wasting. Then the outcome the outcome that fear is promoting will have such a huge effect until I do something different. But it's not going to happen, because I'm taking those ideas and I'm planting those seeds. I'm planting those seeds, and those seeds will have a tree, and the tree will bear fruits, and the fruits I can enjoy, me and mine. and those to whom God should have me extend it to, right? So it will replace that which needed to fall apart anyway, so something brand new, something new and amazing and joyful could come out of it, from that which I desire to experience, from my passion, from my calling, from the knowing of who I am. So once I figure these video angles, hopefully. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. It was a big moment for me. It's like one of those realizational moments where you're like, okay. I almost gave in to fear and went down a path that I said never again, tons of times, and did it over and over again out of fear of having what I call comfort fall apart. But that type of comfort was never sustainable. It didn't have real roots. It was like surface level, and God needed me to dig deep, not only to create something that would last a long time, but to dig deep within me so that I create from a space of full powerness and full awareness that lets me know I am capable, that I am the hero of my own story, that I am the hero of my own story, and to know that I can do it. And in order to do it, things have to look not pretty. Like, how can things be, like when you're building a house, there's mud, there's cement, there's all these, there's dirt, there's like, there's straw, depending on the type of home you want to build. If it's like a, I don't know, eco-friendly home. Building something amazing requires getting dirty, requiring things looking like they don't make sense. A construction site doesn't make sense. And with all the pieces apart. But once you put it together, it makes total sense. Right? If you have a furniture that is in pieces, you don't see what it is yet. You don't understand the full value of it. You don't understand the beauty of it. Once you put that piece together, it comes together, and it comes together for a purpose. It serves a purpose. So I'm still a little bit scared, but I'm full. It's so teeny, the being scared, but I can change the word scared into excitement. I'm actually excited to like allow myself. So I am changing it. I'm excited to see how I will feel on the other side of things falling apart. If I could still love me, if I can still hold me up with dignity, if I can still be proud of myself and said, yeah, I let all of that fall apart for my passion. I was willing to let everything just like all things which don't have value, all things, not people, all things that may have value in terms of what value I place on it, but all things fall away so that I can hold on to my passion, so that I can hold on to my purpose, right? Imagine constantly sabotaging your purpose. Imagine constantly giving up on your dreams because it gets scary on the path. The path to your purpose is scary. The path to accomplishing your dreams and your passions is scary. It's scary. Bottom line, it's scary. And so, but it's so worth it. So worth it. So I am so proud of me to be sticking to my passion this time, and I'm gonna see it through. I'm gonna see my passion through, and I might be like, you know, when you start, I was gonna say, you know, when you start a race late, you might not come first, but you might come second. But imagine there was a lady who was a swimmer. The book that I was reading, 50 Things to Get Rid of, she talked about how she was swimming, and she started the race late, and she came in second, but her time was enough to put her in the finals. right? So you may start late, but you may still make it to the final. And then when you get to the final, you are going to be first. You're going to win, right? So I feel like me finally accepting that I'm going to see my passion through, that I'm going to see my purpose through. It might, like, had I started it, it's almost like I don't know, the fact that I'm accepting it now, maybe not everything has to fall apart in order for me to pursue that, which I love. Maybe everything will fall apart, but at the same time, something amazing will be presented to me as I am pursuing my passion. All those things are possible, right? Instead of focusing on the fear of things completely falling apart, why not focus on this beauty of a passion that I am to create, that I am to manifest, right? And at the same time, focus on the positive outcome that will come. The positive outcome, like believing that that which I desire is already in my inventory. It's already in my pocket. It's already in my hands. I already have access to it. I already have the keys for it. I have all the keys for that which I desire and want. I already have them. I have to just step forward and unlock it. I'm stepping forward and unlocking it. I'm accepting it. I have accepted it. So will you trust your inner voice? Will you trust to give your passion a chance? Will you trust to give that which you say you desire to create in this human experience a chance? Will you give yourself a chance? Will you give that which you desire a chance? Or will you again sabotage yourself out of fear? Or will you again get in your own way or get you out of your way out of fear? Will you take a detour because you're too afraid of what you're seeing in front of you? Bulldozer through it, run through it, better yet, walk through it and see it exactly for what it is and step over it and get on the other side. This time I am. This time I am doing it. I am in it. So I just wanted to come and tell you guys how fear of everything falling apart almost talked me out of pursuing my passion for one more time, for another time. It gave it a final try. Could you believe fear tried one more time to see if it could talk me out of following my passion? And this time I said, I'm leaning all the way into my faith. And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm Fauzia, in my journey, healing myself, reclaiming and standing in my authenticness as I was created to be, honoring my voice, honoring my calling, honoring my soul, respecting that which that I am, loving me in the process, being with me in the process, not abandoning my body in the process, staying in my fullness, staying conscious, staying fully grounded in my body as I journey through these moments that appear so scary. And I'm just moving forward with excitement. It may not make sense to anyone else, but as long as I'm having a good time and I am getting to my passion, that means for the rest of my life, I will get to experience the life that I want to experience, not the life that I'm creating for anyone else or the life that someone else is going to be comfortable with. It's the life I'm creating so I can be in joy and gratitude. And then it will extend to those that are in my company that are assigned to receive something from my blessing by the divine. If not, they fall apart. So I'm doing it. Yay! I'm doing it. I'm going towards my passion. I'm going for it. I'm already doing it. And I had to let go of other things. Some of them might come back. Some of them might never come back. But something beautiful is about to come through. trust the process. I hope you have such a relationship with God where when God speaks to you, that you will not only hear through your inner knowing, but you will also accept the call, and that you will trust in the call, that you will have full faith. And if you're scared, do it anyways. Do it anyways. Is there anything else I want to say to you guys? Let me see. Yeah, I got this. So thank you again for tuning into False Journey Across the Bridge, the healing series. Anything that I share, I hope that if it's of service to you, that you make good use of it. If anything I share is not of service to you, that you just leave it where it is, and that you are doing your work to heal yourself, because you're here for a purpose, right? You experience a wound and you need to heal that wound so that it can give you the information that you need to keep going forward. Once you obtain that information, take a step forward and continue to take steps forward, because you have something to do. And I am stepping and doing fully what I came to do. So take care. Bye-bye.